I'm a support engineer at KNIME. We are a company that develops a graphical programming tool, which has been extended with the JChem functionality. So Japanese developers at Infocom have built wrappers for a lot of the JChem features, and these manifest in the form of nodes that are part of our graphical programming tool, right? So the idea is that for those of you that haven't used KNIME before, you just sort of take these nodes and string them together to define processes. For analyzing not just chemistry data. We have lots of different extensions, something like, I guess I have around 1,500 nodes installed on my KNIME installation right now. So there are a lot of tools for doing things like text and networks analytics and any sort of obscure thing you can think about. So the graphical programming tool itself is something that we're quite proud of. It's free open source software anybody can use, but obviously we're a company and we want to make money somehow. So I want to talk a little bit today about how we do that. So the KNIME desktop application is really a full-fledged analytics package, right? You can use it to analyze lots of different kinds of data. We also offer a server application, which is something that we don't often talk quite as much about because most people are interested in free things. But this desktop application and the interactions that you get with the server are actually pretty interesting. And that's something I want to talk about today a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is actually take a KNIME workflow and just talk about the process of deploying it to the web using our KNIME server. Okay, so we'll start with a very simple KNIME 101 workflow where you read some data, you use some JChem nodes to calculate some properties, and then you write an Excel file, right? This is a typical sort of simple situation that you might find yourself in quite frequently. Okay, so if we want to actually take this and turn it into something that somebody can use without ever having to open up KNIME, maybe we want to make this a filter as well, just to give it something interesting to do, so we can calculate some properties, filter on some Lipinski rules, and then write out the results. Okay, so we add a few extra nodes here. Right now, if we want to actually give this expose the filter as something that's parameterized and something that you can use in and generate a nice report for it, we can add some additional nodes to define a report using the business intelligence reporting tool, which is part of KNIME. Okay, and we'll see what this comes up to in a minute. But basically, we define some reporting elements, right? Then we can define a user interface using quick form nodes. So we just take these green nodes and define access points where a user can say, I care about this or this particular element in my analysis, and then we can actually use that to control the workflow that we're building. Okay, so we take this user interface and just plug it into our row filters. So now these are all hooked up together. Right. Add a few more little features for making this look nice on the web. Right, so we can upload a file here, so the user can specify their own data that they're working with, and then maybe we can also provide a download link at the end of the analysis. Right, then we can just take this workflow, drag it up onto our server, and then actually run it from a web browser. So we can say, okay, I've got my Lipinski filter workflow set up, can specify a few settings, click next. KNIME will automatically generate this report here and give you some download links. And this is sort of a nice, clean, automated process that people can go through without having to actually use KNIME. But that's basically all I wanted to show you guys today. If you want to see some more examples of how you would do this sort of thing, I've got a laptop set up and a server running as well, so we can play around with that a little bit later if you like. So thank you.